Hey guys, how's it going? So I haven't made a video in a little while. Spring has finally sprung in this area and it's warm enough to be out here consistently. Over the winter I got a little bit of work done, but come spring I've made some pretty rash decisions in the trailer, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. Over the winter I decided, after much pondering, to remove the insulation from the ceiling as well as remove the pallets from the ceiling. I thought about this for a while, and I will admit I believe both of those were a mistake. Not the pallets in themselves, but I used linseed oil on the pallets, and it had this very peculiar smell, off-gassing smell almost, and I was getting dizzy just standing in here. It could have been the insulation as well. I noticed that when I heated up some of the insulation in the sun, it became very flexible and had a funny smell to it. It was a bad choice. I kind of did it on a whim to save money, and it did not pay off. So I will admit the ceiling did come down far faster than it was put up. It was heartbreaking, and to see my work basically be taken down, hours and hours of work, was hard, but it needed to be done. And I was getting to the point where I wasn't going to use the trailer because of the smell and the dizziness. Part of this build, I wanted to build something that's healthy, and the insulation I fear was not. So I do have insulation in the walls still, but I encased that in the plywood and the reflective foil, and it's also kind of suctioned to the wall, so I'm not concerned about that. That's primarily, I don't really notice any smell from that. It smells a lot better in here now, and I have gotten a lot of work done. You're going to be surprised at how quickly the ceiling went back up. I don't have a huge amount of pictures of that because it's boring. I basically took some, let me grab it real quick. I took some of these screws here, these self-tapping screws I use for the ceiling. I was able to reclaim a lot of them, and I took some washers and screwed them into the ceiling. I'm gonna post that in a second. I'm actually very happy with the turnout of this. It still needs a little bit of fine tuning, but it was very easy to get up, surprisingly. And I'm feeling as though it's more snug. There's no gaps. I should have done this to begin with. I know some of you guys suggested that, but I wanted to try the free route, and it ended up costing me a little bit, mostly time. The ceiling itself, what I went out and bought was some of the low VOC, school safe insulation, the Pink Panther stuff. I bought, let's see, together 1.5 inches plus another 1.5 inches. So 3 inches, which would be her R14 around, as well as a layer of that reflective foil that I salvaged from the stuff I was already using in the ceiling, and then 1/4 of an inch on the plywood. So I'm going to show you some videos of that. In regards to the plywood, I got something called Pure Bond. You guys might be familiar with it. It's a zero VOC, or rather no formaldehyde glue plywood. So no off-gassing, or at least very minimum off-gassing. I needed that, and I'm happy I found it. It cost me about $300 for the ceiling, but it needed to be done, and I'm very happy with it. So ramble over. I'm going to show you guys some progress of that in a second, and thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Hey guys, excuse the mess here. Obviously under construction. So this is what I have so far on the ceiling. I have a lot of it done. Basically what I did here, as I mentioned earlier, is I went out and bought some insulation. I won't cover that again. Low VOC stuff. It's actually right here. This stuff here, which is 1.5 boards. As well as this plywood, which is Pure Bond. It's the zero formaldehyde glue stuff. I waited a while to find this. I almost ordered it online because the local Home Depot and the Lowe's and all the other places in the area did not have the 1/4 of an inch plywood. I didn't want to go any thicker because this is a radial roof and it kind of bows, as well as weight, as well as price. and I almost gave up and just caved and bought regular plywood. And I figured I would go to Home Depot one more time to check out that situation, and sure enough, they had a bunch of it. So altogether, this ceiling cost me $300. Kind of sucks, but you know, it had to be done. Well, it didn't have to be done, but I wanted to be done. So basically what I did here, and it looks okay right now, but when it's finished, it's gonna look really good. And there's a little gap here that I want to put flashing over. I took some of these screws, as I briefly mentioned, as well as some of these guys. I wanted to get a nice surface area on the plywood so I didn't make a hole right through. I have an example of what that looks like here. See that little hole there? It's kind of hard to see. Screw went right through it. It actually went right through the washer. I went crazy on that one, pressed too hard. Anyways, so I did that across the top here on the beams. Around the beams I also wrapped some of that foil, so it was a nice vapor barrier. I wouldn't have to worry about any kind of cold getting through, hopefully. But I'm really surprised at how well this stuck up here. There's no bowing, and it's all pretty snug to the ceiling. Even in the corner here I can press on it, doesn't move at all. But yeah, that's what I've been working on right now. So a big back step, but the back step has been forward stepped quite a bit, and soon enough I will be putting all the work that I took down back up, including you know, this fancy little border here I had, as well as this side. I also had to take down some of the, you know, some of the shelving and the cabinets here, but yeah, it kind of sucked. Well, it did suck. I was bummed out, but you know what? It had to be done. We all make mistakes. I told you in the beginning of this video I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to be honest about it, and well, that's what I'm doing now. So hopefully you guys are still enjoying this, and talk to you soon. Hey guys, so today I had the day off, and I will say I've been jumping from project to project pretty much all day. Let me show you what I did so far. Excuse my stuffy nose, it's really dusty in here. I finished this up top again. You might remember this from a previous video, but now, you know, I have this prettiness up here, and came out pretty much the same as last time, perhaps more organized. I'll have to go back and look. Finished this little strip here, and what I did, there was a seam in between these two pieces of plywood, and I took a, what is that, let's see, 3/4 of an inch cut of, we'll say, trim. It was originally a 1x1, and kind of, you know, screwed into that and took the two seams together, pushed them together, taped them, and then drilled these little screws in with the washers. Did that across there. I will say there was a lot of tucking in mentioned last time I did the ceiling with the pallets. This time it was way easier, and I feel like it's a way better seal. So I have that all the way around. I don't have a whole lot of video. Here's a little piece that's exposed. Alright, so in the corner there, you see the reflective foil. I have 1.5 inches of insulation underneath that, and then I'm going to put another 1.5 inches on top of that. And then you can see here the seam that was in between there. Soon that will be screwed down also. Alright, let's switch. And I just finished this. I think it looks actually better than the last time. Maybe I'm just biased. But just gotta put the trim up. Just finished that. Again, one of these seam flashings of sorts. Still have to do the center. But yeah, I'm actually way more happy that I did it this way. And it's finito. Well, almost. Seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, also, I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't think I did. So, it's kind of dark. Let's see if we can get another angle. Anyways, so underneath here I had that big piece of insulation, and I found a single pallet board, or yeah, it's gotta be a pallet board. Yeah, it is a pallet board. So anyways, it is a pallet board, and it was one of the larger ones I found, and it fit all the way across here where that was insulated previously. And here, and then here. Note, I did have some video footage of the tearing down process and a few other pictures. Unfortunately, I made a very rookie mistake when it came to editing, and I dragged my files from the SD card straight into the video editing program, and for some weird reason my computer crashed out of nowhere, and I lost a good chunk of my pictures and a little bit of the before videos. So I'm missing that, but I think the video turned out pretty good regardless, but it was kind of a bummer to lose that. But such is life. If you don't prepare for things like that, you lose stuff. So, alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll have something more coming up pretty soon. See you guys.
We're all falling and we need a place to hide. A safe place somewhere in the woods we can start a fire. All we know is what will be our home. We will stay until the break of dawn.